Hi, I'm Rachel Evans. Thanks for joining us. I want to have a chat with you today about organisational change and really how you can get the best from your efforts. What I'm going to show you today is a very simple method for understanding appetite for change and how you should focus your communications. In particular, let's look at appetite for change. Our appetite for change, when we look at organisations, follows. There's plenty of research here that shows this. Um, it follows. You're obviously going to have the odd outlier, but it follows the standard distribution curve. If we look at how people sit within that distribution curve, we can say we have our enthusiastic adopters. Now that's around 2.5% of any population. Obviously, where you've got your enthusiastic adopters on the other end of the scale, you're going to have those that are not open to change. They're somewhat resistant. They may be active or passive resistors, but really, these are people that you've almost got to drag kicking and screaming into the room. These represent about 16% of the population. Now, with our enthusiastic adopters, they're very closely followed by our adopters. So our followers, these are people that are watching what these enthusiasts are doing, and they're saying, right, they're doing that, so I'm going to follow them. And that represents about 13.5% of the population. So here we've got 16%. Here we've got 34, and that now leaves us with what we call the early majority and the late catch up. Our early majority, these are the people that say, okay, I can see something going on. I like what's happening there. I'm going to join in. And then finally here we have the late majority, those that do the catch up, if we think about them that way. And that's 34% of the population. So we have our 2.5%. These are the people queuing up outside the phone stalls at 2 o'clock in the freezing morning. And we wonder why. Those that go and buy the latest games console at midnight. They're followed by the people that will turn up a day or two later. We've then got those that say, okay, yeah, I can see what's happening. I'm now going to follow. Then those that say, okay, yeah, it works. I can see the evidence. I'm happy with that. And then those that just sort of say, no, I'm happy with what I've got. I'm not interested. So when we understand that there is an appetite for change, we can start to look at our communications. There's clearly no point talking to these. We have to bring them along at some point, but certainly in the early days, they're going to swallow up too much time, effort, money, and slow things down. These are late majority. Let's not worry about them for at the moment. They will come in the future when they see things are working. The early majority, yeah, they need to see things in action. They're not aware. What we want to follow and look at is this 16% here. These are the people, no matter what we're doing, are going to say, yeah, I need to be involved. So this 16% is the group we're going to target. We're going to actively talk to them. We're going to identify them. We're going to say, look, we are doing this. Can you help? This is what, and they are going to come in because they are enthusiastic. They are early. They're followers of the enthusiast. They are going to get on board fairly quickly. And if we focus on getting the traction here, they will bring everybody along with time. It's a step by step process. So if you imagine we're talking to 16%, let's call it, for sake of argument, 1 in 5 of our population. If we focus on what they want to hear, how they want to hear it, we're going to get the best results, and this will start that chain. So think about your appetite for change. Bear in mind, you can't convince everybody. You're not going to. So let's focus on those that are going to make the biggest difference the quickest. Obviously, they will then share the message as we go along. You're going to get great traction, you're going to get better value for money, and you will see early results. So, this is Appetite for Change. I hope you found that useful in some way. If you've got any questions at all, as I do in all my videos now, please drop me a message. I'm happy to help. I've been Rachel Evans, still am. Thanks for following. You have a great day now. Thanks a lot. Bye.